Hey everybody, welcome to the Real United States, and I know this is a little strange because I'm shooting into the mirror, and in yesterday's episode I mentioned that I was going to have to shave and that I would probably film that because I'm that kind of a freak. Well, I am, so I'm going to share that with you. And we've had some new news, none of it good, and I'll share you with that after we get done here. So, this ain't going to be pretty, folks, and I am sorry about that, but because of the fact they're going to have to make an incision through here, this hair has to go, so I'm taking it all. Here goes. Well, there's the bulk of it, and I don't know how the sound on this is going to be because you're getting sound that's bouncing off of the mirror back to the microphone at the camera. Yeah, I know, kind of weird. Take it off, take it all off. that's going to take a little getting used to. But since I wear my beard relatively short, it's not quite as drastic as if it was a long beard. But it's not half of the change that you will see when the surgery takes place. And they get done making me look like, I don't know, whatever. So let's go out in the other room, and then I'll tell you the rest of the story. There, we're out with the better lighting and the better microphone, so that hopefully will be a little bit easier. And you got to see the process, so this won't be quite so shocking. You get used to it. A few episodes you won't even notice. And it will grow back when this is all over and done. And I've had a beard and mustache pretty much since I entered puberty at about 16 years old, or maybe younger. So for the majority of my life, I've always worn facial hair. It's just always have. But for now, we're going to do without it. And I don't know that I did a perfect job of shaving, but I'm sure they're going to go in with a straight razor and clean me up on the day of the surgery, which is still currently tentatively scheduled for this coming Tuesday. Now, yesterday was actually the last 2 days were a horrendous long series of events that I told you about, tests and scans and meetings with doctors and all the things that they dropped on us last night, and life was fine. And there was some things I didn't include in that, not because I was withholding them, but because I'm getting senile, I guess, and I forgot to mention them. The scans that they took of my tumor were put up on the collaboration board for the oncology department at Johns-Hopkins, and they have a regular meeting, which wasn't actually until the next morning. It was at about the time that the video posted. So, because there's always some lag time between, anyway. So this morning, as I was getting ready to walk out the door to go to work, the oncologist called, and the board had met and had reviewed all the scans, and they weren't satisfied, is basically the bottom line. So, that being the case, I was told that I have to go for an MRI, a magnetic resonance imaging, which there's been a problem with in the past because it makes me claustrophobic and I can't breathe. They've agreed to drug me up really, really good, and in fact, they're going to do it at the hospital. So if, as a last resort, they have to, I guess they will sedate me. But they're going to fill me full of plenty of tranquilizers to try and be able to get this imaging. And the reason for this is a little disconcerting. As I mentioned, I didn't really mention too much about this. And that is that the tumor has gotten up against the eye. And even with the scans they had, they weren't sure whether it was just in the sac that surrounds the eye or if it had intruded into the eye. Now, so if it's intruded into the eye, they're going to have, when they take the rest of it, they will take the eye. And that probably sounds very shocking if you're hearing this all for the first time. I've had some time, Beth's had some time to deal with this. I've got two eyes. I'll still be able to see. It's really the lesser of two evils. But this morning's call was that they can't see what's going on behind the eye, clearly. And there's a concern that the cancer could have migrated into the optic nerve and moved back through that canal and into the brain. Now, boy howdy, I want to tell you that was some disconcerting, nail-biting, gnashing, crying kind of news. But then I went to work and left Bev here by herself to sit and sob, because there was nothing I was going to be able to do at that point to change things, Anyway, we don't know. And we won't know until we get this MRI, which is scheduled already for tomorrow. Yeah, I know. It's just a constant parade of things when this happens. Best case scenario, they're going to take the cheek and the tumor and maybe the sac around the eye, leave the eye. Medium scenario, they'll take the eye and it'll eventually be replaced with a glass prosthetic. It won't be extremely noticeable other than the fact that when I move like this and I look at the camera, this eye will still be looking over there. Not the end of the world. If it has migrated back the nerve, that's very serious. If it's gotten into the brain, obviously that is extremely serious. And even the doctor, God love him, he's a blunt son of a bitch. He says, well, if that's happened, that's the game. Like, wait a minute, dude. It's like, no. I happen to have a colleague at work, whose name I won't mention, but a good friend of mine, really nice guy, a couple years my junior, but not a kid by any stretch of the imagination. And he's been fighting a brain tumor, and they have been fighting it with chemo and radiation, and it's shrinking. He's beating it. So it's not a death sentence. If any of you happen to have seen the post that I shared on, I don't know if it was Facebook or Twitter or both, of a recent vlog done by Casey Neistat, where he had met with a young fellow who's, around 20, who also had brain cancer and been treated for it and apparently has beat it. So it is not a death sentence. I won't sit here and look you in the eye and with quite the conviction that I did before and say I am not going to die. But I'm still convinced that I'm not going to die. And, you may think I'm in denial. Again, we don't know until I get this MRI if this has even happened. And if it has, we don't, necessarily believe that it is untreatable or unbeatable. Now, this has been a very hard day for me to try and process this. I got this news about, 9 hours ago or so. And I wasn't even sure I was going to be able to make this video. But anyway, so tomorrow, wait a minute. So tomorrow I go get the MRI. And that's fine because I get to take a lot of very cool, groovy drugs. But then they called and said, oh, well, we need you to give some more blood, to do more blood panels. And I was like, well, you already did those. Well, we missed some. And they didn't say which ones. But so they're going to stab me again and draw probably another 3 vials. I don't know how much, blood to run another set of panels. Then Monday, I am scheduled to see the ophthalmologist who's going to, measure my eyes and all that, so that in the event that I keep this eye, she's there to basically help preserve it when we rebuild around it and when I get the radiation, and to track its progress to see if it's going to survive, even if I keep it, if it survives the radiation. Because even if I keep the eye, the radiation treatment I'm going to have may destroy the eye, and it may need to be removed ipso facto. Anyway, again, don't be sad, folks. It's okay. I got 2 of them. Okay, it's far superior to being dead, and so that's what's going on. And so things are changing very rapidly as we're getting down. I've had a lot of comments from folks.
wow, this is happening very quick. Well, yeah, the tumor's growing very fast. We got to get the son of a bitch out of there. The oncologist did suggest that if this had gotten back into the optic canal there or whatever and into the brain, that it may not be worth opening up my face and doing all this invasive surgery, and that we would progress with simply chemotherapy and radiation. I will obviously have a discussion with him about the logic of doing it that way versus doing both, but that's a discussion we'll have with him on another day. Things are happening very fast. So tomorrow's Friday, scans, blood panels, go back to work for half a day, weekend, shoot videos, hopefully I don't feel like crap. Monday, ophthalmologist. And then Tuesday, depending on what the MRI scan says, I should go to surgery. I mean, so if I don't go to surgery, that's because things have changed because of what they find in this imaging. I don't quite know how I'm keeping, my composure and telling you all this. So, don't ask what my secret is. I have no idea. It is just what it is. This is what's going on in my life right now, and so I'm sharing it with you. But we at least have made the first step towards the positive attitude that surgery will be the course of action that will get this cut out and taken care of by cleaning up all the hair so they can get in there and make the incision and not have to screw with that, because they already told me, we're gonna have to, the hair's got to go. So we're moving in that direction until we hear otherwise. And the air conditioner just kicked on, folks, so that's what you're hearing in the background. Anyway, just wanted to get you updated on that. Let you see me go ahead and shave for the first time. Thanks for being there for me, folks. I've been getting a little overrun with comments, so if I'm a little laggy in getting back to you, that's why. A lot of folks, a lot of outpouring of love. I really appreciate it. I am still trying to get back to everybody, but I'm getting a little overrun. So if I take a little longer or I happen to miss your comment, I'm sorry. I'm trying to read every single comment. If I don't get the chance to actually respond to it, that's another matter. But I'm doing the best I can. So thanks so much for the support, folks. Thanks for sticking with us even through this tragic time and a radical change in the content of the channel. I really, really appreciate that. And so does Bev. Thanks so much. If you're new here, please take a look around at the other content on the channel. We're going to get back to normal here just as soon as we possibly can. Or if you're new here because you found these particular, the title of these videos, and this is a topic of interest to you, welcome. Thank you for joining us. Please consider picking subscribe and coming along for the adventure, and it's going to be a hell of a ride. And as always, folks, thank you for watching.